Hey friends, we're back. You're watching Guitar Quackery live, and I need to finish this project. So we have this old guitar, Alvarez, on the workbench, and I just carved a bone saddle for this guitar. Okay. Let's have a look at the guitar. It's got old strings on it. I'm going to remove these strings now. We're going to work on the fingerboard first. Just, you know, they're loose already, so let's remove them. Okay. So these strings are probably as old as the guitar itself. And I don't like that when I see that. I don't know, maybe they've been changed once. Or maybe not. Okay. Gonna recycle the strings. We have one audience member watching. Oh, and I forgot to do something. So I need to grab the link and send it outside. Where's that thing? The share button. So we have a monitor outside, and I like to play the live streams on that monitor so people can watch me work. Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling I'll be here late tonight again. Got a ton of work to do. Okay. It's me, Aficionados here. Okay. Yeah. So we were talking about the upcoming live stream. Let's see if other people log on. Because maybe there's some updates. Well, I'll tell you what it is. I went on the Les Paul forum, and I posted the 2 pictures on that forum, and somebody said exactly this. I don't see a 1959 burst in that photo. And then someone else said, oh, good answer. And then he says AI. I thought we had to pick one of the 2, but now I'm changing my vote. I'm with you. It's a trap. And then someone says it's the one in the middle. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a historian. So, I don't know. The guy told me that his father bought it in 1959 at Manny's when he himself was 2 years old. And he's been talking about that guitar for a while. I worked on some other guitars for him. So, and now he finally decided to bring it in. So we'll put it on the bench and we'll look at everything through the microscope and we'll see if it's real or not. But it seems that some people on the Les Paul forum are telling me that it is not a 1959 burst. So, I don't know. I haven't seen the guitar. I've only seen a few low-res photos. And I worked with the guy before, so we'll see. Maybe I should have waited a little longer because I haven't seen the guitar. So if it's not real, maybe I should just, not talk about it too much just yet. But the first time I will see it will be on this bench. I mean, it's a guitar, so, I'll do a setup. I'm going to post a few extra photos on the forum because I only posted one photo, the first image with the two guitars. And so a couple of people are telling me that that's not real. And I know that a lot of people on that forum are pretty knowledgeable, so I don't know. We'll see. There is a video on YouTube by Emerald City Guitars, I believe. I'm going to rewatch that video because they talk about a lot of the details. To look for on a 1959 burst. So but how do they know? Gibson didn't really keep good records, so I don't know. Okay. Let's tape off the nut, and I'm going to put a cover on the guitar. How about this one? Yeah, it fits. Yeah, honestly, on second thoughts, I should have not talked about it too much. I should have told him to bring the guitar first for me to look at. Because all I got were some photos that are kind of low res. And when I zoom in, they're very pixelated. So I can't really see much. And I'm not an expert on vintage guitars anyway. So this guitar has a cutaway, which makes it a little more difficult to tape it off here. But here I'm managing. Okay. Like I mentioned before, it's kind of like, I don't really want to call it a budget repair because I'm still charging full price, but I'm not like doing all the work that I would normally want to do. And she wants to put budget strings on the guitar as well. So, which is fine. So we're going to clean the fingerboard and do a quicker polish of the frets. So let's use this brush. Okay, and I quickly want to check the frets with the fret rocker. Not bad. Okay, no uneven frets. And now I want to check if the neck has a little bit of a back bow. I kind of want to have a little bit of a back bow to, no, it's got a little relief here. So let's just tighten the truss rod just a little bit to give it a little bit of a back bow. Okay, it's a 5mm. Okay. So you can tell because it's no longer flexing in the middle. It's kind of flexing here. So there's just enough of a back bow. You can't even feel it. It's not even rocking. But this is, what I need in order to give it a little bit of a level job on top, like this. I'm not sure about this one fret here. I didn't catch it with a fret rocker. Let me check again. So this is just the transition between this part of the fingerboard and the fall away. Sometimes you can read, and it reads like a high fret, but it really isn't. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this one needs to be recrowned a little bit. Okay. And next thing, I'm going to polish the frets with the micro mesh. So going back to that burst, I haven't seen too many pictures and I don't know the serial number. So he's going to have to obviously provide a serial number, and that'll tell us more about the guitar. And then I'll check on the Gibson website, and then we'll take it from there. But I'm definitely not too happy that some people said on the forum that this doesn't look like a burst to them. I don't know. They might be right, or might not be right. I don't know. Okay. So this time I'm not polishing single frets with the micro mesh. Back in the saddle again, yes. So I don't know if you were logged on, Jeffrey, but I said that some people on the forum, on the Les Paul forum, said that neither one of the two guitars look like a 1959 burst. And that, yeah, doesn't really sit well with me. The guy told me that, so again, this is someone that I know, right? Kind of. I mean, he's a customer, so I've worked on his guitars, and he's been talking about this guitar for the past, since I've known him, the past 2 years or so. And there's the first few pictures of the guitar that I see. And he says that his father bought it in 1959 when he himself was 2 years old, that he was born in 1957. And that eventually the father gifted the guitar to him, that it's never left the house. So, what worries me is that people on the forum, 2 of them, or even 3 of them, said that this doesn't look like, that neither one of the 2 guitars look like a 1959 burst to them. And they've only seen one picture. So, only the one picture of the 2 guitars together. So, I don't know how. they can tell. But I know that a lot of people on that forum are in fact very knowledgeable. And now I think that I should have insisted on seeing more images or seeing it in person first. And I need to know what the serial number is. All right. Okay, so now let's buff the frets. Put this away. Take my buffing compounds. And let's try to do this quickly. Now, I don't believe that I'll be able to fit a fret shield. Let's see what scale length this is. Yeah, 25.5. Okay. We can put the Fender fret shield. There. It fits. Okay, so it's easier to work with the fret shield because I don't need to keep turning this off between the frets. So it's quicker. So I just move from fret to fret. No need to turn off the little Dremel tool. Yeah, I'm going to ask the person to send me a picture of the serial number of the guitar. Now, he did send a picture of the kind of like back of the headstock, but he did not include the serial number, and I don't know why. So I'm not sure if the guitar, if it isn't a 1959, if it's close to being a 1959 and that he's just mistaken, right? He says he was 2 years old when his father bought it. You know, maybe I should send him a text now and ask for the serial number. I can type. Maybe we get an answer. The one online had buckle rash on the back. So you say, I believe your customer that it's real. I believe that he believes that it's real. Okay. Like I said, I have a working relationship with this customer, right? I've worked on his guitars, and he's been talking about this guitar on and off. So, and he always told me his father bought it when he was, 2 years old, this and that. Now, is it possible that he's just mistaken about the year? It's possible. Close enough for rock and roll, yes. But let me send him a text message. So, should I ask him what is the serial number, or you know what? I'll work it out later with him. Yeah, let me think about the whole thing. Because also, if it's not real, and if he thinks that it is, I mean, it's real, as in like it's a real Gibson, right? But if he's just mistaken about the year, what should I tell him, Maybe he has a receipt. So, he says it's never left the household. His father bought it. So he is basically the first owner. Technically he's the second owner, right? But his father gave it to him. So it's the same household. And this guy has quite a few really good guitars. I mean, clearly the R9 is a great guitar, right? Look, I don't know. I'm just a little put off by some of the comments on that forum. And I know that sometimes people on forums can say things. Sometimes they can be mean. I didn't get that sense that they were trying to be mean. And I know that a lot of people on that forum are very, very knowledgeable about these guitars. Now, what's also true is that we actually don't have all the information from 1959. I mean, Gibson was never good at record keeping. So I don't know. These things take time to authenticate, right? You know, to be honest with you, I was more put off with the comment that said it's a trap, as if I'm trying to do something to them. You know, I posted a post about a screw because I thought that a 1959 Les Paul Burst would have a flathead screw. So when I saw that first picture, the one I showed you with the two guitars, I saw the Phillips head screw and I thought that looked odd. So I posted a close-up of that screw on the forum first. I didn't show the whole guitar. And I even said, you know, so the customer says that no hardware had ever been changed, and, you know, why is there a Phillips head screw there? And then people said, well, that's how it's supposed to be on most bursts. See, and that's the thing. So they're not all the same. So back then, they weren't making a 1959 Les Paul Burst, right, for Joe Bonamassa and company. They were just making a guitar, right? That's just a guitar. So they weren't thinking this screw, that screw, whatever. It's a guitar, right? And we'll sell it for $200. So there are discrepancies, such as the screw. Most of them have, now I know, Phillips head. Some of them had flathead, because they weren't paying attention back then. They didn't care about that. So I know that from what I remember seeing online, I believe it's Emerald City Guitars that posted a video about authenticating a 1959 Les Paul Burst. I remember the guy said something about the wire having 2 strands instead of 3 strands on the shielding braided, you know, portion. So it wasn't clear, does a 1960 have a 3-stranded wire? And, you know, what if it was made in December of 1959? Like around Christmas? I don't know. I don't know. So I'll still do a live stream, but I will be a little more cautious with my statements, I think. So I'm not an authenticator. I'm just a repair tech. And I will say this is what, you know, the customer says it is, and you know, let's look at it. And we'll document the guitar one way or another, whatever it might be. Oh, let's talk about this. So, all of my fret polishing cloths, you know, are kind of dirty. So I went to the store, I bought a new one, this time a different brand, Dunlop. And I'm going to check out, again, their 66, it's called, right? 65, okay, guitar polish. This thing, okay? Because I really like the Music Nomad thing. Anyhow, still beautiful guitar. Yeah, I agree. Mystery, I agree. The left side guitar fooled me. Yeah, it fooled me too because of that screw. It's hard to pay attention when you have a flat head. I like that. I think that's an old Chinese proverb. Yeah, thank you for that. That cheered me up. So yeah, so I wanna check out these things, okay? Because it's been a while since I've used anything else other than the Music Nomad guitar detailer, which I still stand by. I believe this is a great, great product. But I've tried this before. I don't remember hating it. It's just somehow I used this, you know, I've been using it for years, then I tried this, and I just went back to this, and I can't even remember for what reason. So I'm going to try to use this today, and I'll tell you my opinion. But this is definitely a great product, okay? And I'm not sponsored by Music Nomad. I'm not sponsored by Dunlop, okay? This is just my opinion. So whatever I tell you today is my opinion. So I really like the Dunlop, this thing. Okay. This is the Music Nomad spanner wrench. This is the Dunlop. And this one is sturdier, but it's thicker. This one is thinner. So I think it's good to have both tools, because if you need to reach under a knob that's like really close to the body, this will work better than this, obviously. But if you need more torque, this will work better than this. So both of them are excellent. It's kind of like having two screwdrivers, right? A slightly bigger one and a slightly smaller one. So this polishing cloth, so far so good. No complaints. And I've used Dunlop products before, and they were good, you know, so. To be honest with you, I kind of like using multiple brands. Yeah, unless they sponsor me, then maybe I'll stick to one brand. I'll try to get sponsors for this channel. Okay, so Fictionado asks, would a customer want you telling people that you are going to have the guitar in your shop? I know, I was thinking about that. It may be better to keep the information on the down low, yeah, because otherwise someone might try to steal it. Correct, which is why I'm not going to announce the date. So if you go to the forum and you read it, I said the only way to find out is to sign up for the live stream, because I didn't want to announce the date. First of all, I don't have a date, but even once I have it, I don't want to announce it in advance. So, for that very reason. And Should I hire extra security? It's just a guitar, right? So if someone comes with a gun, they can take the guitar. But I did ask the customer if I can talk about it on the forum. He said yes. So I asked him. We had a whole conversation this morning about that. So look, I had the other guitar here, the Acoustic guitar, also very valuable, right? So but yeah, what I'm saying is I should have first done a little more research into the guitar before saying anything on any forums or even on this channel. Because at the end, I don't know, I don't know anything. I just know what he told me. And it's possible that he might just be mistaken, right? About the year. If he's just off by 1 year, it's no longer a 1959 Les Paul, so. So you can see how with the fret shield, we just keep going, right? So it's got its advantages, obviously, and it's got some disadvantages as well. Now it'll be good for this guitar. So this customer was a little reluctant to leave the guitar here. So I think if you've been to this channel before, you know that I have a sign here, and this is really here. This sign is right here in front. So this is what the sign says. So we went over everything. And, before people even bring guitars, I send them a PDF to read. And it doesn't say that, but it says that, that the only option here is like a premium option and a full service. So it says, whatever I find wrong on your guitar, we're going to be fixing it. And then I say something like, if this is the level of service you're looking for, then just let me know. I'll send you a link. You book your appointment. And they need to prepay the appointment. So, for the appointment, right? So if, and I can still decide that I'm not going to work on the guitar if it's unrealistic. So we went over the whole guitar, and it was really more than she had hoped. So she was, first of all, she was very nice, as in nice to me, right? So, so I just felt, all right, let's try to make this work. So I said, what is your budget for this guitar? And I'm not going to discuss the number, but, she gave me a budget. And I told her what I could do. That's like her maximum budget. And she really wants this guitar, right? So this is one of those that they really want this guitar, right? So, so I said, all right, let's do it. And then she wanted the cheapest strings, which I think is a mistake, but whatever, at this point. So sometimes we need to be flexible, and, this is what it is. So. People are nice to me, I can be flexible. I just can't do it too many times. So, I try to explain to customers that when they take their guitar from here, I want it to look like I worked on it. So I used to do like premium service and standard service, and that just doesn't make any sense to me anymore. But just the other day, what was it, yesterday or the day before? Someone also brought a guitar that's a Jasmine, and I didn't know that. I mistakenly thought it was a Takamine from the picture. So I didn't realize until I saw the guitar in person. So a Jasmine is like what a Squire is to a Fender, right? And as soon as I saw the guitar, I told them, this is going to cost more than what you pay for the guitar, right? And then we were just talking about what makes sense or doesn't make sense. And I said, okay, so some people want me to work on their cheap guitars. And I do work on Squires and Epiphones, as in bolt-on neck kind of Epiphone. Because people want me to work on them. And if that's what you want, we can do it. So he wanted it. And we're doing it. But again, I'm going to have to cut corners on that one a little bit. That's just what I need to do sometimes. But still, you know, I try to be very clear. Oh, I forgot my oil, coconut oil. So please wait. I'll be right back. It's in the fridge. I keep it in this fridge here. I'm back, almost. Yeah, and sometimes still people come and they are genuinely surprised that we're going to be doing all this work and all. And I said, well, you know, I mean, look at the guitar you're bringing me, right? And I did ask you to read the PDF, and you said, that's it, that's what I'm looking for. So, so now you're here. So now we're doing it. And sometimes people don't leave their guitars here, but you know, the evaluation fee, the assessment fee is not refundable. So, and I'm gonna spend 15 minutes looking over a guitar for free. And I only keep like 3 days open for my appointments. And then when they kind of get booked up, then I just tell people that I can no longer take appointments for this week. Okay. We're good. So now let's clean the guitar with that 65, Formula 65. Dunlop. Okay, let's see. Okay. When you open the guitar, do they date the guitar on the inside or on the back of the pickups? Yeah, you know, I'm not an authenticator. People sometimes ask me to appraise guitars, and I always decline. I don't do that, right? I don't know. So yeah, you take pride in your work. It shows. Thank you very much. Yeah, I try, you know. I agree your time is money. It is. Because I could be doing something else, like working on a guitar. And I have this policy now, clearly spelled out. So it didn't used to be like that. So it would be uncomfortable. Sometimes people would, you know, and I would just kind of vaguely have it mentioned and written somewhere that there's a bench fee, right? And people would like, you know, and I spend time and like, oh, okay, let me think about it. I'll let you know. I said, yeah, well, there's a bench fee, right? Oh, what? Yeah, I mean, you know, I had to stop doing what I was doing. I have to put this guitar away, take your guitar, put it on the bench, spend 15 minutes talking to you. There's a bench fee, right? You go to the doctor, there's a fee for the exam. And that's a doctor, right? So they're supposed to do it for free if you don't have any money. Yeah. Not a chance. So here. So that's the Formula 65. Is that what they call it? Yeah. Formula 65 Dunlop. So let's see. Is it any good? Now, I already cleaned it a little bit with the Music Nomad. Did I clean it? I think I did. So this is not a conclusive test then. Oh, and I forgot to oil the bridge, right? It's also a bit dry. So you guys, you know, I use coconut oil, right? I think that's really the best. And look, you can really put a really thin film, okay? So I think that's the best. You don't need more than this. Okay. And now with the dry side, okay. So it's better to do this a little bit more frequently than to put a whole bunch of liquid oil and, you know, oversaturate it, especially on the fretboard. So Formula 65 works well. Now let's turn the guitar around. I hear something inside the guitar. What's that? Oh, it's a pick. Okay, it's a pick. All right, let's see. I like the container. I don't know. I think it feels a little more watery than this. I think so. Yeah, I think the detailer has more cleaning product in it, in high concentration. So I don't know if that's good or bad, or if it depends on the situation. My guess would be that it depends on the situation, right? So it feels good. I think they're both good. So here it feels, oh yeah, you can see that. Let me catch a reflection. Can you see it? How about like this, if I show you? I don't know. It's not clean, okay? So it feels dirty. Now let's spray it with a Formula 65. Man, I wish I could show you this, because it's really visible from here. How about if I raise the camera to eye level? Yeah, I think this shows it. You see that, huh? Focus, focus. So that's dirty, right? So now let's spray it with a Formula 65. Yeah, it takes it right off, right? This feels really smooth now. Yeah. And here we have a similar situation. So now if I use the Music Nomad, this one, can I feel the difference? I think the Music Nomad might be a little more effective. So I'm not sure. I think maybe I'll be using the Formula 65 on a few guitars for a while, and then I'll have an opinion. So here there's something. So let's see. I mean, it does take it right off. Music Nomad. I mean, I have an idea, right? If I use the Formula 65 for about a week or 2 weeks, instead of the Music Nomad guitar detailer, which I'm really used to. And then after a week or 2 weeks, I basically fill up 2 containers, 2 identical containers, right? And then I write on the bottom of the container which is which. And I mix them up, and then I just use one or the other. And if I can tell every time which one is which, well, that would be kind of like a blind test. So maybe I'll do that. But I think I would need to use the Formula 65 for at least 2 weeks, maybe longer, just to encounter different situations, like this situation here, which is, I don't know what it is. There's something here. Yeah, it removes it. And here we have some, I don't know, looks like latex paint. Maybe it banged against the wall or something. Yeah, it removes it. you can see. So Music Nomad makes this guitar detailer, and they also make a cleaning product that's called One, O-N-E. That's a weird name, and I don't like the One. I like this one. Yeah. The reason why I don't like the One is, well, it's my understanding that that is basically the guitar detailer with carnauba wax, which is this, mixed in. So it always gets clogged up. And also, I don't think the wax helps the cleaning phase. So, oh, you see now I use the detailer instead of the 65 formula. Okay. So we'll be putting the strings on. I don't think I'll need to adjust the nut because I really filed it down very low. And to be honest, I don't want to be adjusting it. So this is our new saddle. Goes right here. Okay, it's a nice fit. So I believe it's too high, and especially on this side. So I'll put the strings on, take a measurement, and then I'm sure I'm gonna have to remove the strings, remove the saddle, shave it, put it back, and that'll be that. So why don't we do that here? Because these pins are flat at the bottom, I'm going to adjust them a little bit first. So where are the other three? They're right there. So this is quick. Sometimes I do it as I'm stringing, sometimes like this. Okay, that's it. So all bridge pins should have this. Otherwise, it's really annoying. Okay. Done. Like I said, she wants to use EJ16 strings. These are just the regular phosphor bronze non-coated strings. 12 to 53 gauge. Pretty standard. Let's put them on. Okay. I got too many tools here. And I gotta start recharging this one. This thing. Oh, lots of comments. Thank you for the comments. Yeah, you take pride in your... Okay, your time is money, yeah? Date could be on the inside of the neck. You mean when you remove the neck pickup or body? So I think it's supposed to have the long neck tenon. So when you remove the neck pickup, yeah, we'll see. You know, I am going to study this a little bit. I'm not going to really try to authenticate the guitar and make a statement if I feel that it's a 1959, yes or no. I don't know. I'm not an authenticator. I'm just a tech. Let's put the strings on the guitar, and that's it. Okay. That's what I do. This neck rest is going to work better for this purpose. Yeah, I just don't want people to think that I'm trying to manipulate people on the Les Paul forum somehow. I mean, I posted that in good faith because I know that people would want to see it. So a customer called me up, said, I have a 1959 Les Paul Burst. And, you know, he wants to bring it in. So the logical thing to do is to, you know, to go on a forum and, you know, just kind of say, hey, I'll be working on this guitar. So if you guys want to watch, you know, tune in. But when people think, let's say that it turns out to be a 1960, right? If people now think that I was trying to scam them somehow, oh, wait a sec. So I like to align these in a way to make it easy for me to put the strings on. And to be honest, I didn't really do it this time, but I like to check the tuners before I remove the strings. Okay, so I didn't do it this time. And I'm going to use this. I'm not going to lock the strings this time. And the reason is because I might need to take the strings on and off a few times to adjust the saddle or maybe even the nut. When you lock it and you know, kind of unwind and rewind, even if you don't take it off, it's more likely, you're more likely to break the string. So here I'm just going to use the simple over and under method. Okay. So the way I like to do it when I restring an acoustic guitar, a steel string acoustic, is I put one of the E strings first, usually the bass side, and then put these strings down like this, and then put the high E string on. Make sure the saddle is seated. Okay. That's it. So now I just check everything. Make sure that the strings fall exactly where I want them to be before I put any significant tension on the strings. Okay. And I'll put the rest of the strings on. Looks good so far. The spacing, I just kind of do it by eye. These strings are pretty loose still, okay? So I can still adjust. I know that she'll be very happy. She texted me already a couple of times, hey, my guitar ready, and I don't like to receive those kind of texts, but all right, whatever. She was nice. My PDF says in 2 places that I don't commit to turnaround times. So I want to make that clear. And so does this sign here. Okay, so that's a reminder when people come. It's always here. And sometimes I see people, like they look at me, and then they go like this. I know you can't tell me, but do you know maybe when my guitar, and I can see their eyes. And when they ask me that, I show them another sign. I point here, and this is the sign that I show them. I think you've seen this sign before. So this is right here. I have a few signs here. I'll show you one day. So I want to kind of tune it as I am paying attention to the whatchamacallit. Okay, I don't need this, and I don't need this. to the string spacing, right? Because now I can still move the strings without damaging the surface of the saddle, right? So I don't want to pick too hard because I don't want to move the string. I just want to add enough tension across the saddle, across the new saddle, so that the strings don't move. And, you know, just want to examine everything, make sure that the spacing is correct. I can see the strings are too high, and that's good. That's a good thing. I don't want them to be too low, right? Because I don't want to be shimming the saddle. And so when you have a tall saddle, you know, the strings do want to tilt it in this direction, right? Just want to make sure that the spacing is good. I'm just eyeballing it. Making sure. Okay. The knot looks good. So we need to adjust the relief. The strings look too high, especially on the treble side. But we need to adjust the relief first. So what I want to see is about 6/1000ths of an inch of relief on the 8th fret, right? So too much. What about on this side? Too much also. Okay, so we tighten it a bit. It's a 5mm. So when you tighten the neck, I mean the truss rod, obviously that brings the strings down, but that's not the truss rod adjustment. That's going to affect, I'm sorry, that's not the action adjustment. That's going to affect the action, but it's only the adjustment of the relief of the neck, not the action. Now, if I really wanted to do this right, I would let the guitar sit for a day like this. So before doing the final step. good. Okay. We have an overset neck, right? We have that gap, which is why the saddle is higher than we want it to be, despite the fact that we do have what looks to be a proper soundboard deflection. Now, what is the actual radius that it's supposed to be? I don't know, but it looks fine. So now, let's take the string action gauge. Let's take a measurement of the action. On the treble side, we have 100 1/1000ths of an inch. So it's going to come down by 41 thousandths. And on the bass side, we have 105. So this is going to come down by 10, by 10 1/1000ths. So 41 thousandths, 10 1/1000ths. Okay, let me double check. 40. Yeah. It could even go down by 21 thousandths here. But anyway, I got to remove the strings. And, well, before we do that, actually, let me double check the nut. Because I kind of eyeballed it, but I really want to double check it. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that high E string, which, if you watched the first video on this playlist, the string broke, right? So I never really filed it correctly. I guess the 59 is the Holy Grail. Yeah, supposed to be. Yeah. According to those who like to drive the prices up. Okay. Here we go. Where's the file? I just had it. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, so even by eyeballing it, I can see that it's too high. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Where's my thing? Here it is. Okay. This is already very low. I'm comparing it to the other strings. It's still a little too high. You know, it takes a little extra time to clean it, but it's time well spent. It's always hard to measure the height of the first and the last strings because it's right next to the edge. Good. All right. And this one, I got to double check because I thought this was going to be too low based on the measurement I took with the Hasco step gauge. Okay, it all looks good. So now, since I did lower the string at the nut, I need to double check the action height, just to make sure that we are in fact removing 41 thousandths and not less than, and that we shouldn't be removing less. So it did affect it a little bit. I should be removing more like 31 thousandths. It does affect it. So 30 and 10. Is that it? Measure twice, right? Yeah, 30. I could even do 20 on the bass side. Okay. So let's remove the strings. So now I'll do two things, right? I was counting on having to remove the strings. So with the strings loose, I'm going to lubricate the nut. Okay. It doesn't take much, right? That's it. Okay. Now, I'll just capo it here. So I said 30 and like almost 20 here, right? Removing. Even if I remove 40 1/1000ths on the treble side, they'll be happy because the action is going to be a little bit lower, right? And I know what people want. So I'm really happy the saddle is nice and tight. I'm gonna just put the guitar in the case because I need the bench. There's also a humidifier in the case, by the way. So on dry days, it keeps the case humid enough. Okay. So now I'll show you the simplest method to use the race car. So the race car is this little vise, okay? You see why it's called a race car, right? And we place the saddle inside. This is marked treble bass. So I always put in the same orientation, like this. Okay, now it's pretty tall, right? So I need to back these up a bit. So tighten just a little bit, just to get a slightly better grip. And now simply with this, I can measure the height. So here I want maybe a little less than 20, and here between 30 and 40. But this isn't flush with the wheels. So we have a 21,000 gap between the wheels and this surface. So we add 20 to it. So on the bass side is 30 plus 20 is 50. And you know, I guess I could show you through the microscope. So now you know what I'm doing, and now you'll be able to see it clearly. Let me see. Okay. So here we have the saddle. So again, 30 plus 20 is 50, right? See, this is why I like to use the inch gauge. Such round numbers, right? 10, 20, 30, right? And here we said, so this is the treble side. Now the bass side, we said 20. You see, I almost made a mistake. So 20 plus 20 is 40. Okay. And on the treble side, 50, maybe getting closer to 60, or maybe a little bit. So just a little more. Okay. And now we double check this one. And you see how it's not quite at 40? Now it is. Almost. There you go. This is it. Double check. A little more. Okay. And now I just clamp it. Okay, and before I tighten it, I double check again. And I don't use the microscope usually, although now I'm looking at it through the microscope. I think it might be a good idea to do it in the future, because I can really see. I mean, look at that. So hold on. Yeah, that's it, right? And double check here that it's about 40. It's a little too high, okay? Yeah. Okay. So we tighten it just a little more. And, you know, measure twice, cut once. We double check again. So just a little shy of 40. And just 50, just a little more, right? Than 50. And again, we double check that this is in fact the treble side. And this is the bass side. And now we're ready to do the work. And this we do on this piece of glass. So, like I said before, this is a 120 grit, and this doesn't always work so well. I have here, I didn't clean it up. Okay, so this is 220, and this is 320. So I forgot to vacuum it. This sometimes works better for bone. I don't know. So we need to clean up a bit. It's just like the nut files, or it gets clogged up. And you know, to be honest, I like to use the vacuum for that. I need a smaller one for the shop. Okay, no new comments. And I just noticed that as I speak, you're still watching me just finishing with a microscope. So there's quite a delay. You see, when I'm lazy and I don't clean it up frequently enough, it gets clogged up. Just like the diamond files can get clogged up. Okay, so it's completely flat. Yeah, completely flat, which is important. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change this. Okay, not now. Okay, so this is good. So it's important to have it completely straight and flat because it's going to go on top of a pickup transducer. So if it's not straight and flat, you have uneven pressure, and then some strings can sound louder than other strings. So sometimes what I like to do is just put any saddle there just to hold it. Okay. Okay, and we should be good. Okay, this should be finished product now. So we are going to double check everything. So I'm thinking even if I went a little lower, so I don't know if this is still streaming because my computer just shut off because I forgot to keep an eye on the battery, and I think it's still streaming because my streaming switcher continues to stream. This happened to me before. Okay. So now my computer is booting up again. Sorry about that. I don't know if we lost connection. Okay. Let's see. So you're offline. Check your connection. I don't know. So I don't know if this is still streaming or not. I hope it is. If not, well, then I messed up. Oh, it's back online. Yeah, so chat disconnected, unable to connect to chat. So let me know if this was interrupted or not, okay? Because my computer ran out of power. I was running my computer on battery power. Okay, just making sure that we have a good fit. You know, it's, to be honest, maybe a tiny bit too tight. So gotta make an adjustment. So this would be perfect for an acoustic guitar, but it's an acoustic electric. So we want to make sure that nothing is stopping the saddle from hitting the pickup. It's good. Yeah, I think we're good now. All right. Now we put the strings back. And I also lost my Zoom connection. Let me see. Because I also run Zoom at the same time. Okay. So friends, let me know if you're seeing this. Let me know in the chat. Okay. So hopefully we're done with this project. We got a little sidetracked on this project with that whole 1959 burst thing. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna look a little closer. Because I don't know. Is trying to pull the pin sideways. It's trying to rotate it. And it shouldn't be doing that. No, it's good. Okay. So we did lubricate the nut. So once again, I put some tension on the low E and high E strings first. Check the saddle. Now I can feel some dimples on the saddle already. Okay. I can hear little sounds coming from the bridge. Yeah, I mean, I like the way it plays here. And let's check the, let me first check the relief, double check, and then check the action. Just in case something's, you know, moved. Yeah. I still don't know if this is still streaming or not. So let me know in the chat if there was an interruption. No, this is great. We got 6 1,000ths of relief on the treble side, 8 1,000ths on the bass side. And the action is probably going to be a little tiny lower, right? Like I said. Yeah, it's even hard to measure. It's probably like around 78 instead of 80 on the treble side. And it's just a little bit below 100. It's hard to tell. It feels just right. Okay, we're done with the guitar. I guess I'm gonna have to check the replay because I have a feeling there was an interruption. So in that case, because by now, I think someone would have posted a comment. So I think there was an interruption. I'm not sure. I don't know. But all right, we're done with this project. One last thing that I do is I take a picture and I text it to my customer that it's done. I'll show you again how I do this. I showed it already a few times on the channel. So, like this. Yeah, so friends, if you are watching this, let me know if there was an interruption. Because I'm panicking. Or maybe the comments are disabled because of the interruption. I don't know. All right, so I like to do this. I put my logo on the screen. This doesn't look too good. Make it look nice. And I take a picture. Okay. What's this customer's name again? Here she is. Okay. $16 by $9. Okay. And this is going to be the picture that she will receive. Please focus. No? No focus? Okay, come on. The equipment is failing me. Okay. So here is the name of the company, the guitar and all. And then I send it with a short message. All done. Boom. And boom. Okay. I'm talking. I have no idea if anyone's watching because of the interruption. So thank you very much. If you are watching and if you forgot to click, whatever, yeah, do that. And I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.